Howdy, folks. So, the Season 4 Ballista release notes got announced for Gundam Evolution, and they actually got me pretty excited for the future of this release. I know a lot of you have noticed how I'm kind of a little bit harsh on Gundam Evolution. It's a game I wanted to do well, and this is one hell of a step in the right direction, so we're just going to get right into it and talk about it. First off, probably the biggest thing coming with this update is the new unit, the Gundam Dynames. Another sniper character. Unfortunately, Bandai hasn't invited me to go do any of their preview events, so I highly recommend if you want more detailed gameplay or description of this stuff to check out some other community members like New Type Seiji or the Gunpla sisters, who got invited to do kind of a sneak peek thing. What I'm going to do here is attempt to describe it kind of off the cuff here, as far as the different abilities and stuff like that goes. And hey, Bandai, I know I do weird stuff with your mobile suits, but maybe you shoot me an invite next time. Or maybe you're just saving me for the God Gundam? That works too. Alright, so like I mentioned, the Gundam Dynamis is a sniper unit. This one differs quite significantly from the GM sniper in a couple ways, namely damage output. Noticeably, it can't really one-shot kill any units. It's a bit unfortunate for a sniper character to not be able to one-shot, but given how dominant the GM sniper can be, maybe that's not a terrible thing. The Dynamis also gets a bit of added utility. First of all, it's not entirely long range. It does have the ability to swap to its GN beam pistols, just for closer range encounters. This will be really nice. You get a bonus dash as well, which is cool. It also gets these grenades that give it the ability to suck in opponents kind of into one place, like a black hole style effect. And then it does have the added distance repair that the GM sniper does. Overall, I think this unit is going to be fun to play. I think it won't be as dominating in a match as a good GM sniper will be, and in my opinion, that's probably a pretty good thing. Also notable with the new update is a new game mode and a new map. We'll start with the map first. It's called Buried City. It's kind of a sandy desert ruin area, pretty unique locale, and I am excited from what I have seen from the gameplay previews of this. Not as excited as I was for the Colony Trading Post map, but definitely enough that it gives a pretty varied identity to the roster of maps that we currently have. The new game mode itself is something I'm very, very excited for. It's a mode called Headquarters, in which teams battle over a neutral point, and whoever wins that neutral point gets one total score out of a possible 5, and then the other team ends up having to defend their base from them. The attackers get a chance to earn 2 more points during that round if they knock the opponent's base to 50 and 100% death, respectively, and the defenders get the chance to get 1 point if they defend their base the whole way. It's an interesting back and forth. You need 5 points total to win. You get a possible 3 points per round. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be hectic. I think if it's close teams, this is going to be a really long game mode. I don't think that's a bad thing. Obviously, there's balance adjustments here. I'm actually not going to take a look at these. I mostly think the game is pretty balanced and don't know that they need a ton of huge updates, so I will just leave that to the viewer's discretion on whether you think these are good or bad. One of the major updates that I'm also very excited for is the achievements feature. Now, this is something I've wanted for a while, mostly in relation to getting some of the more iconic skins that are worth a ludicrous amount of material points, like the Char's Zaku skin. My end goal for this is maybe these achievements will allow us to unlock unique skins, but for right now it seems like it unlocks, well, I'm not quite sure yet. Possibly those little icons that they show in the achievements page, but in any case, the fact that these exist now and can be changed, updated, iterated upon is very exciting for the health of the game. Next up on the list is what they're calling the final installment of the Hyper Update, which was a series of major updates they're doing. This one in particular is the half anniversary new player support campaign. This is really exciting to me. I think new players are really given the short end of the stick when it comes to this game, and so any ability to catch up in that regard is going to be awesome. So during this campaign period, when a new player reaches a certain player level, they'll get enough points to unlock 1 unit. Drop in the bucket, I know, when there's, what, it's going to be 9 units, 9 units to unlock by the end of this season. But hey, anything's better than nothing in this regard. One other thing on the Hyper Update, it's said at the end of a sentence here, but along with the addition, or it says, Hyper Update will feature half anniversary events and campaigns, along with the addition of a new unit. I don't see anything on here denoting what that new unit will be. They're probably keeping it a little close to the chest there, like they did with the heavy arms. But cool, if we're getting a second new unit this season, that's great. A little bit of a bummer for the new players, as all of these half anniversary campaigns will barely keep them on par as far as unlocks, but hey, that's what it is. In addition to just the new player campaign, there's also a welcome back campaign for returning players. So it's got kind of a unique condition. So players need to have played at least one game during season 1 or season 2 and not have played during season 3. It's a little bit weird, but once again, this is just a way to give you enough capital points to unlock one unit, which is a great catch-up mechanic, because once again, the fact that so many capital points are hidden behind the timed events or timed battle passes means that any newer returning players are really left in the dust here, and this is a good start on getting them back on track. Is it enough in my opinion? No. But hey, like I said before, anything is better than nothing. There's also a half anniversary login bonus thing where you can get capital points, supply pod tickets, a skin for the Dynames that looks pretty bad. It's like one of their bad skins that they give out for free, and then a player icon, which is kind of cool. A quick note here, the total capital points you unlock for getting or for logging in for all 10 days during this event period is 450 capital points. That's not very many at all. That's 20% of the way to a totally new unit. So it is better than nothing, but man, it feels like just kind of getting handed out scraps here. There's also the season pass. I'm not going to talk about the season pass. It's got unique skins for the new suit that came out. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't like the season passes as a whole. Gundam Evolutions is not too egregious. You can unlock a whole unit if you complete most of the season pass, and it only levels up to 60, which is not the worst thing in the world to get to. My difficulty with this is always that you can really only get reasonable amounts of XP by doing the challenges, and the challenges are some of my least favorite things in this game. The fact that you are locked to 4 units per challenge out of this entire roster, especially on weeklies where you have to play upwards of 15 matches on some suits, just is awful. The season pass is not the issue I have, though. It's the challenge system, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. Also, there's sale updates happening. Don't really care about this. It's cosmetics in a free-to-play game. Who cares? They're also adding 2 additional material point skins. You know, those iconic skins that cost an arm and a leg of material points to actually purchase. This I'm not going to talk about this. I think this system is awful and it needs to be put into the achievement system, but I want to bring that up now as a gripe at the very least. Now on to a couple other good things, since I took this opportunity to bitch a little bit. We do have new regions being added. This is very good. We're getting Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, Argentina, and Chile for Steam, and we're getting Brazil, Argentina, and Chile for console. I know there are a lot of people who have commented on my Twitter, come into my stream when I'm playing, from Australia and Brazil specifically, who are really bummed they can't play. This is great to hear that. New regions is always good. I wish the rollout wasn't so slow, but hey, it is what it is. The other thing is Gundam Evolution is getting Twitch drops. They are in a series of 2-week-long periods of 4 different drops. Apparently it is on any Gundam Evolution category live streams on Twitch. I don't know exactly how or when the details of this will be, but do link your Twitch account if you're interested in the drops. The rewards you get from this system, the like iconic rewards for 5.5 hours total of viewing, are some pretty bland skins, player icons, and portraits, but you can also get, for less viewing time, supply pod tickets and capital points, which is pretty cool. So hey, a neat way to try to drum up more Twitch viewership, because it's could use that. So that sums up all the season 4 announcements. I kind of went through the entire page. I was hoping to be a little more excited than I was, but it did just bring me back to a couple points that gripes that I have with the game as a whole. But there are some very cool things here. One, a way to catch up new players and re-catch up old players is very great. Even if it's only one unit, it is better than nothing and definitely a step in the right direction. We are also getting new regions, which is more than exceptional. A new unit, of course, which is great. And then the other thing I'm really excited for is the achievement system. I think that's really cool. I think for this first iteration here, it's going to be pretty bog standard stuff and probably pretty poor rewards. But, oh, man, I would love to see this achievement system get kind of iterated upon, overwrite the existing limiting challenge system that I despise with all my heart, and maybe even put some of those iconic skins behind the achievements. I think that would be really, really cool. It's great that we're at a starting point here. I'd love to see it just get better. 4 goes, I would say it seems like Bandai is really taking a lot of the community feedback to heart. There are a lot of things here that I think people have really wanted. Like the Twitch drops are huge for drumming up Twitch viewership, which I feel like is one of the weaker parts of Gundam Evolution right now. And the fact that they're adding more ways to get capital points to catch up new and old players is also very, very exciting. So yeah, this is absolutely a step in the right direction. Like I said in my other Gundam Evolution video, I think this game was plagued by a pretty brutal launch and has been slowly clawing its way back from those depths ever since. And I am excited for not only Season 4, but the later seasons that are going to come out with this game. So I will see you all later. Goodbye.